Okay, Rabotai, we are on live. Welcome to everyone. Where'd Noah go? Noah, you want to say it, Noah?
Rabbi, you already follow through the floor is yours.
I'm sorry, I love that. Honestly, I gotta stay on the machine just to hear Noah do that. That's
He does it better than his pops.
Of course he does.
Okay, Rabotai, I want to go over what Yaakov Moshe, the lawyer, asked. Last time we had a whole discussion in regarding to what blessing do we say on sushi. If you guys remember, I know it's been a long time. We had Wednesday off, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Primary, secondary.
Correct. So Yaakov did mention last time that he spoke to a rabbi, and the rabbi said that you have to bless on every item by itself, right? On the rice, mizanot, on the fish, hakol, and on the avocado, ha'etz.
You're gonna end up breaking the whole sushi. How are you eating it?
So one second.
You're eating vegetables, bro.
So I spoke to the rabbi. I actually tried to understand his swar, his logic behind it. I spoke to him. I went back and forth. I thought what he was saying was logical, but didn't make sense by me. Didn't sit well with me. And I'll tell you the size to it. So there are rabbis that learn you should really bless on the rice separately, on the fish separately, and on the avocado separately. But also you have richer rabbis that say, no, just say one blessing and call it a day. And I will explain.
Because you're eating sushi.
Correct. So I'm going to explain. So their argument.
So when you say sushi, you understand that it's a package.
Correct. That's a very good point, Ilan, which I want to bring up in a few minutes. So these rabbis, it's not only one rabbi, it's a few rabbis that I was dealing with, and their logic is like this: that if you give a person right now rice, plain rice, and let's say you give him salmon to eat, or I don't know that what do you call that fish? Lox, right? Or the crabfish, the imitation crabfish. If you ask him, what do you want? Do you want the fish more, or do you want the rice more? So what are you guys gonna answer me?
More as in what way, Rabbi? Like, what do you want to eat more?
Right, if I give you two separate plates.
What's the purpose of it?
I'm asking if you have to go and eat right now, fish or rice, what are you going to choose over what?
If you want to eat sushi, you're going to eat fish.
So they want to say, their logic is that you see from over here that the fish is really it's the primary, and you're eating the sushi because of the fish. So therefore you should bless on it separately. But also at the same time, the rice satiates you. So that you have to bless on the rice separately. So here's the thing, Rabota. Here's my problem with this. Now, it might be true that if you serve me fish and rice, I'll choose fish. But let me ask you another question. Jigarik, whenever you eat plov, richer plov is rice with carrots and meat. What blessing did the Shulchan Aruch say you have to say? If you guys remember, even if they're both primary, you're going to go after the majority, which is the rice, you're going to say mizanot. And over there, we don't say, if you have rice and meat, for sure I'm going to choose meat, correct? So I saw by a great rabbi, he passed away, he's no longer alive. I saw in his book, Rabbi Yosef Shalom Eliashiv Zatzal, he brings down over there, when you're dealing with primary foods, don't say one is more important than the other or one is more expensive than the other. You have to go after the majority. That's it. So therefore, if a person is eating rice with meat and carrots, we're going to tell him that he has to go ahead and he has to bless mizanot if it's the majority, the rice and majority. This is clear? Now,
so using that logic,
I wanted to use I'm using that logic over here, but there's a better logic, Elon. There's a few more problems with their reasoning. What's the problem? Number two, I want to say like this. Say it again.
The lawyer, does he say mizanot or he doesn't do visual?
One second, Elon, one second. Another problem I have is like this. Let me ask you guys a question. Yaakov, what fish you said that you're eating, Yaakov?
The fish?
The fish
When?
with the rice.
Oh, Moroccan salmon.
Let me ask you
Moroccan
guys, if
salmon.
your wife gives you white rice and Moroccan salmon with sauce,
Correct.
now what are you going to do with that Moroccan salmon with the sauce? You're going to want to put it into the rice to give it taste, correct?
Correct.
So therefore you're going to have to bless the mizonot. So clearly, I know you want the fish, but you're using the fish as a tool for the rice, is as secondary for the rice. So that's another argument why you should say Borei Minei Mizonot. 1 second. That's another argument why you should say Borei Minei Mizonot, because the fish in the sushi is coming to give taste to the rice. That's my logic with them. You got to get with me? So I spoke with another big rabbi today from Israel. He said it makes a lot of sense. He gave me another logic. He says, you ready for this? Why in the world would I want to take apart a sushi and eat it separately? If I wanted to eat fish, why'd you order sushi? Order fish. Why did you order the rice with the fish? Because you want sushi.
I like the way he thinks.
So you see clearly a person wants the...
Rabbi, I agree with what you're making good sense right now.
Right. So over here, from here we see clearly, if you wanted the fish, you should have fish. Why'd you order sushi? Must be you also want the rice. So therefore, if you see in the sushi the majority is rice, the blessing is going to be Borei Minei Mizonot. Yes, clear?
Rabbi.
Yeah.
100%. Sushi, when it just became something big, it was known to be a bite-sized treat. You can go to very fine, high-end. Remember, we went to that sushi spot together?
Right.
And they serve us piece by piece.
Correct.
You don't break the sushi apart.
Correct.
Piece by piece. Rabbi? But how do you know what's majority, what's minority, Rebbe? That's another question. How do you know if the rice is more than the fish or the fish is more than the rice? The foundation is the rice.
No, Ilan, but he's right over here. In this case, he's right because you have to make sure. I'll tell you like this: if you get nice sushis, 90% of the time, if these people that are not cheap, they give you sushi, you see rice is rice. And if you go to places like, where they try to save on every rice, you see they only put 3, 4, 5 rices on the seaweed and then fish. That's not majority of the rice. Certain sushis you see there, it's nice and big.
It has to be the majority, right? It has to be the majority.
When you buy sushi, you measure like that.
Rabbi, that's the opposite. If you want to go to a nice sushi restaurant, they give you more fish than the rice. The cheap spots give you more rice than the fish.
No, I'm saying you're saying it's sushi spot. I'm talking about if you go to a store where you buy sushi. I'm not saying a sushi store. I'm just saying if they're not cheap, they'll give you more rice than fish. I'm saying you're saying no. I hear what you're saying. Okay, fine. I hear Joey.
Rebbe, then what do you do with an ice cream sandwich? An ice cream sandwich. How do you know what's more mezonot, she'akol?
Okay, very good. An ice cream sandwich is always going to be mezonot. Because, Richard, why is that? Because when you're dealing with one of the 5 ingredients of wheat, barley, spelt, rye, or oats, I don't care what you're eating. If that's inside your food, even if it's the minority, you're always going to say Borei Minei Mizonot.
Unless you're using it to kill the taste of something salty.
Correct. That's correct. That's yes. So
Yaakov.
So
if you're gonna have an ice cream sandwich, wash your hands for bread, and then you're patur.
Okay, 1 second, Richard. What do you want to say? Richard, what did you want to say?
No, I'm saying all you guys. This is way above me, so I'm about to say something that's not too educated. See, Rabbi, in the last 5 or 10 years, instead of sushi, if you eat the fish alone, it's called sashimi, right?
Right.
And if there's no rice and there's no avocado and there's no anything else, some people like the, yellowtail. What I'm saying is, when you say mezonot about a bracha, you mean that you use one bracha for everything, yes? Or I'm misunderstanding?
No, you're saying good. You're saying very good. You're going to say mizonot, and he's going to take out the sushi, the fish, and the avocado inside of it.
But not when you're eating sashimi. Okay. Not with sashimi.
But now with sashimi, Richard, because you don't have rice.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in a sushi roll, you could have 5 or 6 ingredients led by the spicy tuna or by the yellowtail, And so you do one bracha for the main fish, and then the rest is mezonot, the bracha.
That's the topic of today's discrepancy.
So Richard, are you okay? Richard, I just want to make sure if you have different fishes, and you also have over there rice also.
I'm not sure about this. I'm just trying to figure out what's the easiest and consistent with what you think we ought to do.
So the easiest is, Richard, like this. If you're eating something together, you always go after the majority. Put it to you like that, Richard. So if I'm eating sushi like Joey wanted to say, and they gave me more fish than the rice, I'm going to say one blessing of Shahakol Niyabadvar. That's all. And it's going to cover everything. If the rice is more than the fish, then you're going to say one blessing of Brahim and Mezonot, and it's going to cover everything. Meaning in the fish itself, in the sushi itself. Okay? Okay, Rabotai. So I wanted to get that out of the way. So again, Rabotai, you have rabbis that say you should say bracha individually. In my humble opinion, from what I learned, from what I saw, if you say whatever the majority, like the Shulchan Aruch says, if you go after the majority, you are also 100% fine. Okay. Now, yes, no more questions? Jigarik, are you here or no, Jigarik?
No, it's taking over.
I'm here, Rabbi. I'm here.
Okay. Okay. I wanna share with you today, Rabotai. I don't know how to phrase it, Richard. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Say it.
You never heard a little story. You're the last
Just
person
let
to
it
speak to.
roll. Let it roll, Rabbi.
Spit it out.
So let me make it very broad. Recently, things have been happening where people are not very pleased with the situation at hand. I've had people come up and they told me they lost X amount of money, and this one lost X amount of money, and a lot of people are very angry with Hashem. They're very upset with Hashem. Right? People say like,
Why would they be upset at Hashem though?
What?
It's easy to blame somebody.
Because like, why did it happen?
People can't take accountability for their own actions. That's what happens. That's the only reason why you would blame Hashem.
But it says the fire doesn't move its swing without Hashem being involved in it. So I see why they feel the way they feel.
Okay,
Right.
but
they feel like
again, the question
that could be.
Go ahead, you got it?
Yeah, but Rama, there's a cause and effect issue. There's a cause and effect issue. You
Right.
do A, you know you're going to be B.
Correct. Elon, so the question
So
is...
you can't be upset when you're gambling.
Elon.
Exactly. And you're gambling on false pretenses, things that are just not realistic. That's the other challenge. But it could be an investment. It doesn't have to be gambling. It could be an investment.
Rabbi, all I'm saying is I'm not speaking about anything right now. You guys can make your own, thesis, your own themes, whatever you want, hypothesis. Right. All I'm saying is, I've been getting calls of people saying, again, it's not easy, Rabotai. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying I understand, but a lot of people are not very happy in the situation that Hashem has placed them in. Right? It could have happened to somebody else. Like, why did it have to happen to them? Like, sometimes, a person, he's driving, and you want to stop. Something tells you should stop, but you go, and chas v'shalom, a car comes out of nowhere, car crash, and you say, why me? Right? Why did Hashem, hold me back from making that decision? So you have people that they have this mindset that after something already happened, they're thinking to themselves like, what could they have done to be able to prevent it? So Jigarik, you know what they could have done or no, Jigarik? Since you know everything, Jigarik.
Tzedakah.
I was gonna say Elon, but I picked on you. Can I tell you something? Rabota, you have to remember that once something happens, I don't care, it's marriage, business, whatever it might be in life, once something already happens, you can't have that thought process of what could I have done to prevent it. You understand? If it happened, unfortunately, you might not have the merit to be protected, but there's a reason why Hashem is making you go through it. You understand? I don't know why, you don't know why. But to blame Hashem for what's happening in your life, that's a very big no-no. You know why? Because where are the other good times that Hashem blessed you with? He blessed you with a lot more things, correct? Yes, Jigarik or no, Jigarik?
Of course. Of course.
You know, the Gemara Masay Berachot says,
Rabbi,
yeah.
sorry, before you continue, Spike, you remember the question that was asked to us yesterday? Arthur said that, is it the sin is the thought? Remember that?
Oh, yeah. I'd love to bring it up to the rabbi right now, but go ahead.
Why don't you mention it really quick before he continues?
All right. Hey, Rabbi, you said, remember when I told you 3 or 4 months ago that you explained to me, I say, I'm not in control of my thoughts because AA taught me that. I'm only in control of my behavior or my actions. Remember when I had that conversation with you 3-4 months ago?
And what I tell you, Richard?
You said you can understand that I think that way, but no, you can control your thoughts.
Correct.
If you give Torah learning, if you give tzedakah, if you become a good Jew, if you do all these things, you said that you can put yourself in good position.
Correct.
And change your thinking over good deeds. Yes?
Yes, Richard. What's the question, Richard?
No, the question, I must be a very good salesman then, Rabbi.
Rabbi, the question is like this. He mentioned it to somebody at the table, and what he mentioned is the thought of looking at another woman and the thoughts that go in your head when you look at another woman is the sin. And I kind of corrected it and I said, I think it's a sin if the woman is married and those thoughts cross your mind. Is that true?
It's a worse sin if she's married. Correct. It's a worse sin if she's married.
But is it a sin to the Jewish, and we're all Jewish, is it a sin to just have that human frailty of looking? You're going to say it is. I'm going to say, if I don't give her my number and I'm not looking at her horny, it's human to look. But then I don't know what it's from the menu. So it's a different thinking. You know what I mean?
Okay, Richard, I love you. Richard, can I...
Rabbi,
Richard?
You want him to translate horny?
No, I don't want him to translate.
No, horny. Like, I'm not thinking about undressing.
Right. Richard, so...
I looked and then I looked back. Anyway.
Right, Richard, so... The Orach Chaim HaKodesh says that, let's say you're walking in a place or in the market or, business, and somebody comes across you, a woman comes across you, imaris, correct? Yeah, any guy you're going to have improper thought, 100%. Our job, you're not going to get punished if it comes your way. I'm not telling you to look for it. I'm not telling you to find it. But if it comes into your mind, our job is to push it out. If once it came into my mind and I continue indulging in it and thinking about it, that's where I'm going to be held responsible.
Are you saying that if it comes in your mind, but you don't engage it, you don't give it any power, you don't continue to think about it, if it comes in and it goes out right away, that's okay?
Correct, but I'm saying, Richard, I'm not looking for it, Richard. I might be walking in the street and I can see a very beautiful girl. I'm not going to tell you she's ugly. If you ask me, I'll tell you she's very beautiful, correct? I'm not going to chas v'shalom sit there and make it my priority now. I'm going to take my mind off her, take my eyes off her, and continue walking. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm not going to be looking for them, chas v'shalom.
Jack said that it's more of a sin if a woman is married.
It's a greater sin if a woman is married. It's a greater sin if a woman is married.
You said if one of the guys goes to the strip club that's a sin. But if I bring the guy to the strip club, that's a worse sin. You told me under Hashem, correct?
Correct. If you sin by yourself, it's one thing. If you make other people sin, it's another. Correct. It's double or triple the punishment.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to get you off topic.
Okay, but I do want to make it clear, Richard. If a person is driving or you're walking, you know, sometimes you have to take your children. For example, yesterday, I took my kids to Adventureland, correct? Blaine Har, Baruch Hashem, I also have little kids, thank God. Right? So especially the little ones, they like to run around, right? Oh, we want to go. I'm not going on the rides, right? But, oh, we want to go here. So what do you think, Richard? I'm going to sit there, with my eyes closed and, okay, go. And no. Wherever she had to go, I had to watch her. So were the women over there modest? No. A lot of women were, if not everybody, a lot of women were very immodest. So my job was to be very careful that when I'm paying attention to my daughter and my children that are running around, my job was to focus on them. So yeah, you had to go past here, past over there, but that really didn't move me, you understand, Richard? My wife was with some kids, I was with other kids, but again, I have to be able to be with them, you understand? I'm not looking for these things, chas v'shalom. Or you go to a supermarket, correct? And you have behind the cashier right now a very beautiful woman. I'm not telling you to stare her down, but ethically, you have a human being to human being. You say, how are you? Because it's derech eretz, it's proper contact. If it wasn't for that, you're not going to be allowed to even, how are you? You say, how are you? Good morning, and finish. But not to sit there and now start checking her whole body out. That you shouldn't do, Richard, you understand? A person has to be very careful with his eyes. You know what I'm saying? If Richard, we had great rabbis that when they used to walk in the street, they didn't close their eyes. Yeah, some people, they walk like this. A person has to be normal, Richard. If it comes your way, God forbid, chas v'shalom, lowland, if it does, it happens. Or when you're driving, you're by the red light. You see somebody passing by. What do you do? Or when you close your eyes? No, you be normal. Let her pass by, continue with your day. That's not your primary focus.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
We can go back to that topic you were talking about?
Yeah. So I just want to make, I want to make this clear because Richard, when we speak about looking at women and you can look at the menu, but you don't have to order, there's a very big problem because in the Torah itself, it states that a person is not allowed to go after his eyes and after his heart. You understand? Again, today Baruch Hashem, when I used to work in my father's place as a shoemaker, a lot of women came very immodest. A lot of women, Richard. So now I had to be very careful. One of the things I would do is take off my glasses. So if their perfume was too strong for me, or if they would ask me, a lot of women, they would come, they would have boots up to almost their waist. So they would want to always tighten it. So that job which I knew how to do, I would tell them I don't know how to do. Or I would get another guy to do it. Or I say, wait for tomorrow, I couldn't do it. There's certain things, Richard, you have to use common sense, you understand? You have to work, you have to be a human being. People come to you, business transactions. Just chas v'shalom, don't have, don't have, what do you call this? Provocative thoughts about them. Why? Chas v'shalom. Yeah, you got it, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's good, Rabbi. Thank you. I'm not too worried about me. I'm worried about when people repeat things. We want to make sure we get it right, me and Jack.
Right, yeah. So yeah, so definitely, again, Richard, when it comes to a woman's body, meaning from the shoulders down, it's a very big problem. It's a humongous problem to look at a woman's body. To look at her face just because of derech eretz, the Mishnah Berurah says, just to say hi and bye, or you're speaking, you're not going to like this, correct? You're not going to speak like this. Normal, you're normal. You speak and then you continue. But Richard, there is a whole thing that what happens if you have a person, he can't control himself. You have guys. There was a guy, he finished as a dentistry, and he used to have women that used to come to his dentistry. And now, Richard, when you have a dentistry, you put on them this, what do you call this thing? They used to put on them these aprons, basically, not to get them dirty. And he came to my rabbi and he told me, Rabbi, he's like, I have to explain to you something. When they're lying down over there on the chair, and they're all tight and everything, and the way they hair and their lip, he says, there's no way he says, anytime a girl comes in, he says, I have a problem. She runs through my mind because I'm there. What am I supposed to do? So the rabbi told him, if you can't control yourself, it's not a job for you. He had to give up the job, Richard. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Wow.
Yeah, after all the years of college, you had to give it up.
Men only, and his dentistry practice.
Say it again, Richard.
Maybe he only serves men.
Oh, that's also possible. That's also possible, Richard. 100%. 100%, Richard. You're right. You're right. But he left the dentistry business. He went into making teeth. He did it. He just went and he was a dental technician. He went into making teeth. He didn't have to see a woman, and that was the Shabbat Shalom. Call it a day. Anyway, okay. Again, but Rich, I want to. This is why I'm emphasizing it. I do want to make it clear, Jack, that when you're dealing with a married woman, again, even a single girl, it's on a rabbinical level, but a married woman, it's on a Torah level. It's a because she's not your wife. You understand? It's a little bit. It's a more harsher punishment.
It's one of the 10 Commandments, isn't it?
That's sleeping with a married woman. But you know what the Gemara says? That even if a person would pass by a river where women back then used to do laundry, you ready for this? And you're able to go around, but it's going to take you, let's say, 6 hours to get home. But if you go through the shortcut, it's going to take you 30 minutes. And you go through the shortcut where women do laundry, and you close your eyes like a tzaddik, like a righteous person. Jack, you know what the Gemara says? The Gemara says that this person is a rasha, he's an evil person. Why? Because why did you put yourself in such a test? If there's another way, go another way. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Go another way. Why'd you have to go through there? But you know what Rashi says, you're not going to believe me. You know how much they picked up their skirts, the women? Above their ankle, above the ankle.
Right.
So the dress doesn't get wet. Do you know what that comes to tell you? When you're dealing with the skin of a woman, as much as you like what I'm saying, you don't like what I'm saying, it turns a guy very easily on. You understand? That's if there's something you don't have to do, don't do it. You understand? If you could travel to work by car and not have to take the subway, travel to work by car. Again, if that's within your means. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you can work in a more modest environment, work in a more modest environment. You understand? You have to try to make everything within your means to try to live life the kosher way. Okay, Rabotai, I'm just gonna end off with what we started. We're gonna another continue tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. I wanna Bezrat Hashem see tomorrow about is one allowed to really say why me, right? And I want to bring a story from David HaMelech, King David. A lot of you probably know how much King David went through in life. And I don't know if you guys ever read Tehillim, the Psalms. Did you ever one time see King David complain? I mean, he went through a lot. They called him Imams there, and who knows what else. His own son tried to kill him, Avshalom. Can you imagine your own son wants to come and kill you? Shaul tried to kill him. People, they try to destroy his life. Now listen to this very carefully. And the whole Tehillim is written when he was being chased or wanting to be killed or being degraded. And all he did was what, Jigarik?
Praise Hashem.
Praise Hashem. Thank Hashem. You understand? There's a very big secret. Do you know why? When you thank Hashem, even lowly for what seems chas v'shalom to be bad, then Hashem wants to give you good, you understand? But when you complain, complaining brings more complaining. Like the Pirkei Avot says, the ethics of the Father says, when a person does the one mitzvah, Hashem gives him an opportunity to do another mitzvah and another mitzvah. But when a person does one sin, then another sin and another sin, you understand? Same thing over here. When a person complains, one complaining brings another complaint, another problem brings another problem. That's why we have to be very careful not to use negative languages.
There's so many messages that you can send through this recent ordeal. That is a beautiful message.
Right.
The message that he chose.
But there's much more, you got it. There's so much more that's going on. And the sad part is, if whoever has to go can go, but I want to just try to explain to you like this. Let me focus on one thing that I was gonna speak about. David HaMelech says to his neshama, he says to his soul, he says to the neshama, He tells the soul, I want you to bless Hashem. You hear? But then he says, V'chol keravai Hashem kodsho. And also he says, I want my innards, my intestines, to also go ahead and bless Hashem's holy name. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why not your body? What do you mean your intestines?
Why so detailed?
So the Gemara says in Masechet Berachot in Daf Yud Amud Aleph, that's page 10, side 1, it says, oh, there's something very fascinating. David HaMelech, you know when he said that praise Yigarik? He said it when he was in his mother's stomach. He was really saying to Hashem, let the innards, according to one understanding, let the intestines of my mother be able to bless your holy name, Hashem, because how can you have a human being in another human being? You understand?
Wow.
How can Hashem create a baby within another person? And he gives the heart, the lungs, the liver, it's not normal. Now why is this important, Jigari? David HaMelech was already thanking Hashem in the stomach for being able to prepare, a woman with such a beautiful, with such a beautiful body where they're able to hold children. Jigari, you ever overeat? Or you ever overdrink and you feel like, you're about to explode? Imagine walking like that 9 months. Imagine walking, just take a watermelon and try to put it on your stomach. This is why the Gemara says, this is why, I don't want people to get the wrong idea, but why do you think that the woman's, right, her hips, they go out, you got it. Why do they go out? It's like a wine barrel. Starts narrow and then goes out. Why? In order for her to be able to hold the baby. That's why her bottom is more wide. Not for what you and I think. You go, but no. Baba, you understand? Point being over here is, David HaMelech is telling Hashem, my innards, meaning my mom's innards should also bless your holy name for how you created a human being. Now, why is that important to know? Because Chazal of blessed memory tell us that when a person loses a fortune of money, but if a person already lost it, you should know, you know what was decreed on him? Yilam, what was decreed on him?
Something worse.
Death, not something where he was supposed to die. He was supposed to die, you understand?
Money like life.
Right,
like
but
life.
or he was supposed to lose a loved one. Hashem did a miracle for him and he took his money. Because the Gemara says a person who loses his money when he becomes poor, a poor man is considered like he's a dead person. You understand? Now I ask you a question. When a person is dying and you ask him, how much are you willing to pay just to breathe another minute in this world? They'll give up all their money in the world, you understand? So good, you just paid for another minute of breath. We have to be able to see, and it's not easy what I'm saying, but that's what David HaMelech is telling us. David, you have to be able to realize that the children blame her, that Hashem gives us, the wives, everything Hashem blesses us. Maybe we have to start opening our eyes and thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for those big things. We think it's coming to us. We think Hashem owes it to us, correct? We don't think, am I able to breathe? You remember when it was a few weeks ago, from Canada, all the air came over here to America? Were you able to breathe outside? Did you ever think, can you imagine if this is what they want to do, let's say, if this is what the government thinks of doing? Now they're going to start selling air, what are you going to do? Just like water, which was free, now it costs money. Air is also going to start costing money. What are you going to do? Did you ever come outside and just inhale the air, just thank Hashem for being alive? How many of us do it? We don't, we don't. Because we don't have time, because we're all day on our stupid phone. We're running, we don't even get a chance to see how beautiful the sky is. We miss all the big things in life. That's what you got. I was with my wife. I have a bag. I don't know what do you call those fanny packs. Where I have to carry whatever it is.
Messenger bag.
The messenger, yeah. So me and my wife put our phones inside there. I don't care. All the kids wanted us to see. Hi. Well, that's all. We didn't even want. We couldn't even record them. My wife here and there would record them, but other than that, the phones were away. Because we have to be able to give our children that attention. What do you think they want, Jigari? They don't need anything. All they want to see that the parents have interest in them. And a lot of parents, unfortunately, do not have it, Jigari. We never tune into what our children have to say. We never tune in. Do you remember after Tisha B'Av, me and you were walking? You remember? And I told you about the story. There's a beautiful story on Tisha B'Av on
YouTube.
What was that called?
On YouTube, there's a good thing.
Letting go.
Letting go. Thank you. It's unbelievable. So remember when I mentioned when I was saying it in front of you that that his best friend killed his daughter, right, with a bicycle,
Right.
and then I was trying to tell that's the whole point is to let him go. And what did my younger son say? That the father should have killed the guy, correct? What did I tell my son? No, don't speak like that. You have to be able to forgive people. But then if you remember when we started continuing, you know what he told me? He said, but how can you go against the Gemara? It says clearly in the Gemara that if somebody kills somebody by accident,
Eye for eye.
No, you have to kill the person. That's why you have the city of refuge. You know what I said to myself? I called myself there. I said, wow. I apologize. I said, listen, you're right. I didn't even think of that. But then I did mention to him, this what you're learning is correct. But today we don't have city of refuges. That's why we cannot kill. And that's why we should be able to forgive. But how many of us tune in to what actually our children say? How many, Jigarik? How many of us tune in to what our wives have to say to us? Jigarik, I deal with a lot of people. You're not going to believe what I told my wife. I don't even know if I should say it. I told my wife on Shabbat, Ilan, you're not going to believe it. I said, I have to make a lecture. You're not going to believe that it's coming out of me. I said to my wife, I said, I have to make a lecture that where you have to let them speak, meaning let the woman say whatever they have to say and let the men just shut up. Do you know why? Because I'm dealing with so many people that, they're mamish on the verge of divorce. It's so much, Elon knows, there's so much that is going on, it's crazy. And I said to myself, you know something? These men are so stupid. Honestly, they're so stupid. You know why? This woman brings you children to the world. She married you. She left her parents' house. Let her say whatever she wants. Do you know why that's important? My proof to them was like this. You got to listen to this. Listen to what I told. When you married your wife, I want to use you, Jigari. You might not like me. Your wife was all over you, correct? She never one time raised her voice on you. Let's be honest, Jigari.
And she still hasn't raised her voice.
Yeah, okay. So let me use my wife then. Right, Jigari, they don't raise. But what happens when a woman gets married? Eventually, over time, she starts raising her voice. She starts screaming at the kids like you never saw before. Screaming at you. What's going on? You know what happened, Jigari? Mentally, she's not stable. She's losing her mind because of everything that's going on. You have to be able to allow her to vent, but we don't listen to them. So now everything's deep inside. So now they start losing their mind. You understand? That's why we know we should allow them to speak. Let them say whatever they have to say. We, as our job, we should listen, be a man, swallow it, and shut up. That's going to allow them to be more stable. They're going to have more calmness of mind. My husband's listening to me. Finish. And this way people get more shalom by it. But what do we think, Jigad? What do men think? Nah, she's a woman. What does she know? What does she know? What do you mean what she knows? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm going home today. I'm telling my wife I'm all ears.
Now, Jack, it's very important. You guys, you have to understand. Listening to your wife is very important. All she needs is a listening ear.
Agree.
That's it, finish.
Agree.
That, and I realized that a lot of times, a lot of divorces, it's all because of miscommunication. Literally miscommunication. Nobody wants to listen to nobody. It's crazy. That's it. We have to be able to tune in. Tune into what our kids have to say. Tune into what our wives need to say. They have things to say, Jigari. If we're not going to listen, this is, Jigari, you know something? By children, when parents don't listen to children, children find other avenues where they're going to go out and find that to who they're going to be able to speak. Sometimes they find bad friends. What'd you say, Elon?
Attention.
Right? But by a woman, chas v'shalom, Jigari, I said this one time, but it's only, I had a religious woman, Jigari. Not like your wife, my wife. She would cover her hair with the mitpaka, not with the wig. She would be fully religious. You know what she told me? She told me if my husband doesn't stop learning, because he was overlearning, whatever it was, I'm not going to get into details. She says, I am ready to leave him because I already have somebody else in the hospital. You understand me? I said, how could it be? You know what she answered me? This guy listens to me. My husband never listens to me. You understand why they want to leave their husbands? Because you don't have a listening ear. A husband has an obligation to listen to his wife. And then you see how normal she's going to become. Then you're going to see how she's going to love you. She's going to be able to take care of your kids. That's it. Put away the phone. Put away the phone. You're at home, put away the phone. Do something else. I don't care what you want to do. Do something else with your children. With your wife. Do it as a family. Put away the phone. Show them that you care. Speak to them. Talk to them. Ask them what's going on. That's the only way, Rabotai, you're going to be able to hold your children this generation. Otherwise, you're going to lose them.
I was at a couples retreat this Shabbat.
Malades?
With Emmett, by the way, amazing retreat. It was great. One of the guys. What'd you say? Whatever. One of the guys said,
"You dropped the bag."
Stop it. That's not why I went. I went for my wife. But one of the guys said something very beautiful. He said, my marriage was sinking. And then they implemented a rule. The moment they walk in, they both leave their phones in a closet. And they cannot grab it until it's time to literally go to bed. But from the moment he walks in, all the way to the time to get to bed, they don't touch their phone. And he said that from that moment on, their marriage has improved. So maybe that's a way to start.
The phone destroys lives. The phone will destroy my... I see it, Jigarik. You know what one person told me? My husband's all day checking out different girls. You know that? All day. She said, how do you think I feel? How do I feel? She suspects. She really suspects him of cheating on her now. It's crazy. It's not normal. What are you going to do on the phone? You have business. Otherwise, spend time with your wife. Tomorrow she's going to die. What are you going to do? Then you're going to cry. What are you going to do? Who needs you tomorrow? You know what they say? They bring flowers to a dead person. You know what I want to say? Don't bring flowers to a dead person. Bring it while they're alive. Why do you have to bring when they're dead?
What do you have next to you, Rabbi?
You know who? He's calling you. he just walked in.
Love you, Rabbi.
Okay, I'll see you, boys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll speak to you. Bye, Joey. No, I'll see you, Bachim. I'll see Yaakov, everybody else.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bye.
I'll see you guys.
And my dad.
Bye.
Love you, Jonas.